All right, welcome everybody. Thank you all so much for being here. We are so excited to be able to celebrate with each of you today. We know we've got a couple speakers here as well, so we'll keep our comments brief, but I do want to recognize that we have a lot of wonderful community leaders and business leaders here in the community. You'll hear later today from Nebraska Department of Economic Development Director Tony Goins, Omaha Chamber President David Brown, as well as Lincoln City Council member Richard McGinnis. And so we're really excited to have all three of them here and pleased to have them part of this celebration. I also would like to recognize Jay Wilkinson and Tanya Starr, who are with FireSpring, and FireSpring, they have led FireSpring through the process of becoming a B Corp as well, and was Nebraska's first B Corp here in the state. And so it's really exciting and really fun to be able to have you both here to extend this community, and thank you for your leadership. And we are just so thrilled and honored to be here to be able to celebrate the great work that KidGlov has done. The leadership, thank you Lynn, thank you Catherine. Both of you are remarkable, and it's amazing to get to see this come to fruition. The backdrop here too of being here in Nebraska, it is so fitting, because so many of the values that we hold so dear here as Nebraskans are intrinsic into what the B Corp certification stands for. It is focused on community, on outreach, on teams, on building each other, and really empowering one another to be able to have a business and an extension of the business out into our community that upholds those values. And so I can't think of another organization that accomplishes that more than KidGlov. So we're excited to be able to be here to celebrate that.
And apologies for the quick phone call. We have a child sick, so I was waiting for that call from Grant, and of course it comes at the lectern. So no, between Graham and I, we've known Lynn and her team at KidGlov for, I don't know, over 5 years, maybe more actually. Yeah, 5-6 years. And from working at the Lincoln Community Foundation, and now with the Nebraska Cultural Endowment, and your work with the Nebraska Community Foundation and Mapes Industries and Hope Spoke, and all these really wonderful organizations that do amazing things in our community. So when Graham and I started this project, SEAchange, to help build this purpose-oriented ecosystem and movement in Nebraska and in Lincoln and Omaha and beyond, we sat down and we said, who are the players in this space? And it's really, when we always get asked, who are the businesses you're looking to work with? And it's really obvious to us because you see them, right? They're seen, and KidGlov is very easily seen out in the community. And so when we sat down, no joke, that one of the first names that came up is we need to call Lynn at KidGlov. And here we are, I don't know, 2-3 years later, celebrating the first B Corp in Lincoln in 3 years, first in, is that right?
First in Nebraska in 3, first in
Lincoln in 6, yes, and in Omaha as well. So we're very grateful to you, and I'm very grateful to be working alongside Graham on this mission, and we just embody this ethos so very well.
So without further ado, we'll turn it over now and invite Nebraska Economic Development Director Tony Goins to come up to the stage for a few brief comments. So Tony.
Yeah, I can't breathe. So first of all, Lynn, congratulations. I've been a fan of KidGlov for a long time, and what you all have been able to accomplish is just absolutely amazing, you and your team. This is no small feat. This is really huge because it's an extremely rigorous process in order to accomplish this feat, and it means the world to the state of Nebraska. We live in a society where corporate responsibility, leadership, and community have transformed what we need to accomplish. And here at KidGlov, those aren't just catchphrases. You are creating something that will really make a difference in the world. Equality, economic inclusiveness, stewardship, environmental awareness. These are more than just catchphrases as stated, but it's real tools needed to create a better firm for tomorrow and really transform our generation. One of the lessons that we've learned throughout the decades is that our country's biggest strengths is ingenuity and the American business community. When we go to work, there is nothing that we can't accomplish. But uniting that ingenuity often takes a call to action, a spark, a rallying cry that brings people together under a common banner. It takes a unifying force to stand up and say, here's something that we really need to achieve. And so when you think about what KidGlov has been able to accomplish and the meaning of B Corp, that's what companies do, and that's what it takes in order to make that happen. Talent, ingenuity, creativity to tackle issues that are so pressing in society's future, but even more so, those championing voices who raise the call and spread the word that there are issues at hand and changes that need to be made and problems that need to be solved. You know, our today's young people, they want to work for a firm that has a purpose. You know, they're not old school like me. Give me a good check, man, I'll show up. No, they want a purpose.
I think they want both.
Yeah, they want a good check too, right, man? But they want a purpose. And you know, misnomer about B Corps. Listen, it doesn't mean that capitalism is bad. It means it's purposeful capitalism because man, you need to make money too.
Got it.
That's right. That's right, and that's what you all exemplify. And so I think KidGlov really personifies the notion of a B Corp. Your marketing and your promotional work gives a voice to dozens of mission-driven companies and individuals who are out there trying to spread the message around positive change. Graham, I want to thank you. This guy, when somebody said, well, where you want? I said, well, Graham called me and asked me to show up. So what am I going to do? Say no? I have to say yes to everything Graham says. And what you've done around SEAchange and the difference that you're making in the community is absolutely phenomenal. You know, from an economic development perspective, without a doubt, we need more companies like KidGlov because it allows me to go out and sell the state in a manner that talks about not just the economic value of the firms here in Nebraska, but the fact that we embody a value system that allows your employees to come to work and feel needed, and feel recognized, and know that they work for someone that really makes a difference. So we're in the thick of a national competition for talent. All day long I've been in a talent forum, and this is a lever that really helps us to develop and bring more talent to our state. So KidGlov, just be the megaphone for showing young people around the world in Nebraska that companies are here to give them a chance. It's more than just about jobs, it's about purpose, it's about values. We really appreciate the fact that you're helping us spread this message. And from here, I'll hand it over to my dear friend David Brown. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Yes, sir. So you can see what the problem is following Tony, right? The chamber guy, he just gave the chamber speech. I'm not quite sure what else I'm supposed to say. Lynn, congratulations. You may wonder why the Omaha Chamber guy is down here in Lincoln. KidGlov is an investor in Omaha as well. As a matter of fact, you've got a really strong volunteer with us. Take my picture back here. She's in our Red Ribbon Crew, so she goes around with other volunteers helping our companies cut ribbons when they have events like this. So we're glad to celebrate a company that's invested both in Omaha and in Lincoln. So congratulations with that. You know, it seems appropriate that this B Corp announcement happens. I mean, after 2020, I think a lot of people started looking at what was important to them. Start thinking about those priorities and what makes the difference in their lives. I mean, Tony already said it. People are choosing where they're going to work after they choose where they want to live. And we've all been working, both Lincoln and Omaha, trying to make our places the most competitive and the best place we can be. But I think this B Corp initiative is something that also talks about communities that care. And companies, individuals do want to work for companies that represent something that they believe in. And we're seeing that as we try and hire our own people and as our companies try and hire folks. When I first came to Omaha back many moons ago, I met with the top 10 CEOs there. And if any one of them didn't like me, they could say I couldn't get the job. It was a little bit stressful, I must admit, because I didn't know these people. But they all said the same thing, and I was blown away by it because I asked them all the same question. Why do you do what you do? If you read any of the stuff about Omaha and its corporate leadership, you see this stuff about people who give ridiculous amounts of money and time and talent and energy to make it a better place for their workers and for the community. So I asked them why they do it. And every single one of them said, well, we need to make this a better place for our kids and for our grandkids. And if anything else positive comes out of it, that's great. But the reason we do is because we want this to be a better place for people to live. I thought the chamber was doing a remarkable job telling them what to say, and they all said it perfectly. But as it turned out, they all came to that conclusion themselves. And I think starting this arduous effort of creating a B Corp is really a sign that you're trying to do the same thing. What can you do for your people? What can you do for this community to make it a better place? So congratulations on the designation. Thank you for the hard work it took to get in there. And thank you for the investment in Oklahoma. Thanks. I think our friendly city councilman is coming up next. Thank you, Dave. Thanks. Good to see you.
Well, I'm really honored to be here, and I was really honored when Lynn asked me to come up and speak. And to follow these two gentlemen was not the easiest thing. You can see why she asked Tony to speak, because Tony can say a lot fast. And David is really a smart guy. Even though he's from that northern city way up north, he came down here for the nice weather today, I think. Come down to the south here. But I'm really honored to be here and for this astounding achievement of a certified B Corporation. Oh, one other shout out to Graham. You know, I've been a lifelong Lincoln. I've been here all my life. Grew up here, grew up with his mother, and went to Sheridan, Irving, Southeast, and did a lot of things. And we always said, you know, that we always grew up with businesses that were the community and gave back to the community. We all thought that was what everybody did. Well, not everybody. So this is just a great achievement, and I know you've been doing it anyway, but this is a great way for you to get recognition for doing this. And again, it's the first time in 6 years that we've had a company here in Lincoln become a member of the Certified B Corporation. And we have Fire Spring, who's done a great job, and of course Assurity, who's always been there when we need them. And those are two really good companies that we love to have in the city of Lincoln. We need more, and you know that. But, you know, being Certified B Corporation really means that means business. You're here for business, and you're here to do great things for the community. The fun part about all this is I got to know Lynn when she decided to move her offices here, and her infection for just energy and excitement has really brought it on and has done a lot for our building. Tom knows that too, that it's really brought a lot of excitement in the people that work for Lynn and you and the way you care for everybody. So cheers, thank you everybody, and thanks to KidGlov for being a Certified B Corporation. Thank you.
I'm just going to warn everybody, there's a toast at the end of my comments. So if you don't have champagne and you would like some, there's some in the kitchen, or if you'd rather have coffee or water or tea, right over here as well. So I just want to start by thanking you all for joining us. This has been a long time coming, and I think everybody in this room knows me. I'm Lynn Weinman, the founder, president, and chief strategist of KidGlov. And a few years ago, one of our creative directors, Kelly Peterson, wrote an article on the 3 things at the core of purpose-driven business. And it's funny how things work. And I loved hearing Graham and Kyle's side of the story, because this is my side of the story, right? Funny how things work. My friend Barb Bartle from Lincoln Community Foundation, which thank you Lincoln Community Foundation for being here today. She read the article and suggested I meet Graham Panson Brooks, who had just returned to Lincoln from Washington, D.C. And we met, I think Kelly was with me, we met with Graham and we met with Kyle. They were just forming SEAchange. And we had this great idealistic conversation. We talked about conscious capitalism, social impact, using business as a force for good, all things that are really fun to talk about, right? And it was really great, really energized. And then they introduced us to this idea of becoming a certified B Corp. And honestly, here's a secret. I'll tell it to this side of the room while Graham and Kyle are over there. I said, you know, that all sounds well and good, but I'm a really busy entrepreneur. There's a lot of things fighting for my time. I will do that later. But it's funny how things happen. at roughly the same time, we decided to take a bit of our own medicine. We decided it was time for KidGlov to refresh our purpose statement. And we brought the whole team together, which as an entrepreneur, it's a lot of money to bring the whole team together for a half a day of lost productivity, but really talked about what our place in the world was going to be. And we decided that our purpose would be to serve organizations who are affecting positive change in the world. And that's a great place to be. Nonprofits, community health and social impact initiatives, healthcare, and community banks and credit unions. And when we started promoting ourselves in this way, guess what question we got asked? People started asking us, "You must be a B Corp, huh?" And I was like, well, we're thinking about it. We're thinking about it. And then I got asked some more, and I was like, maybe I ought to call Graham and Kyle and get started. So as we started, I called them, and of course they were happy. They were very happy to sit down and talk and get us started on this path. We started in early 2020, right? And we were going gangbusters. We did the first B-Lab assessment, and when I heard you only had to score 80 points out of 200, I was like, we have got this in the bank. That is only 40%. I've never done less than 40% on anything in my life. But it was not a piece of cake. It was hard. Even though we're a good company doing good things, it was a hard process. The process was rigorous. And then you all know what happened in March of 2020, right? The pandemic hit, the world closed down. We lost $100,000 in one day of our wonderful clients that we love canceling contracts. It was slightly scary, right? I had to call Graham and Kyle and say, you know what, guys, we just have to put this on hold for a bit until we figure it out. But it's funny how things happen, because he doesn't know this, but a few months later, I was attending a Vistage meeting. Vistage, if you don't know, is a national group of business leaders, and at the time, the Nebraska, Iowa, and South Dakota leaders were meeting weekly to discuss our pandemic survival strategies. And those were well-attended meetings because we all had a lot of questions. And in one of these meetings, the featured speaker was none other than the Nebraska Director of Economic Development, Tony Goins. And he encouraged us all, see, funny how things happen. He encouraged us all to get off the sidelines, to stop waiting for the pandemic to end, and to leverage the new normal to make our businesses stronger. And at that point, that gave me the courage to do a number of things. And one of those was to re-engage with Graham and Kyle at SEAchange in pursuit of our B Corp certification. And at the time, I wanted this certification as a way to stand apart from others in the industry. But guess what? Here's another secret that I'll tell to both sides of the room. The B Corp certification process did more than provide us a seal of approval. It truly made us better. It helped us focus in. It helped us solidify our practices in areas of sustainability, diversity, equity and inclusion, culture, and community impact. The B Corp certification process has made us better, and the ripple effect is that it will make the lives of our team members better. It will strengthen our Omaha and Lincoln communities, and it will help us serve our change-making clients in new and exciting ways. So, I thank you all for being here. Everyone here today was invited because you've played a special part in KidGlov's journey. And of course, I must always thank my family, my very patient and supportive husband, my loving parents, and of course, the amazing team at KidGlov. Thank you to Tony, David, and Rich for saying very kind words, and to Kyle and Graham from SEAchange for guiding us, and also Jay and Tanya from Firespring and Tom Henning from Assurity. We are humbled to join the B Corp roster with companies such as yours. So I would like to end with a toast. And does anybody remember the Berenstain Bears bee book? Maybe you read it as a kid, or you read it to your own kids or grandkids. It goes something like Big Brown Bear, Blue Bull, Beautiful Baboon, biking backwards, right? Remember? Well, in honor of KidGlov's B Corp certification, I'm going to attempt a toast in a similar cadence. Here we go. Please raise your glass. Blooming. Blooming branding business. Blooming branding business blazes trail by bearing big-hearted best practices. Balanced beliefs, beneficial bedrock, brilliant bunch, beaming with badassery. Sorry, Mom. Bursting our buttons, being beautifully obliged for all of your backing and are blissfully becoming a certified B Corp. Hear, hear. Thank you all for joining us. Please enjoy more champagne, cookies, coffee, and by the way, the lovely cookies are from Butterfly Bakery. No coincidence. All right, thank you all.
You did so good.